This is a video of how I make my student logbooks for my kids. I made this video for my Patreon members, but I'm sharing it with you all so that you can get an idea of what I share in Patreon. The link will be in the description box below if you're interested. So I start out in Affinity Publisher 2, and I just use this because it's less expensive than Adobe, but you could probably do the same thing in the Adobe equivalent. So I start out by an 8.5 by 11, and you want to make sure that it is a spread, so that this 8.5 by 11 is the full spread, but it's folded in half. And so you can see here that's with all the settings. So you want to do that first. And then you want to go into the project settings, and you just want to make sure that all of these things are set, that it's letter, and that there's a 2-page spread, and so that all the settings are correct, so when you begin working on your project that you won't have to go in and redo the whole thing. All right, now you can begin making your project. So I do it by term. So there's going to be 12 weeks per term. So I'm going to be needing to do everything, and it's going to be divisible by 4. So I like to do 64 pages. So there's one page at the front where I put the daily high five, which is what they need to do. And then I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday has a spread where there's a blank page, and that's for them to do some doodles on for their history, drawing, or if they want to do some sketches for their book of centuries, they can do that there. Now, the important thing is you want to do master pages. So master pages are, you can go up to the top. You can see here where there's the spread, and then there's master, and then there's just pages. So master pages are going to be just the templates for the rest of the pages. So I have the spreads here. You can see I have the Monday with the blank, and then the next spread or master page is the Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the next one's Thursday, Friday. So I make those first. Then I can simply apply a master to the pages. You see I'm making a new page here, and I can pick which master page I want to do for that. And this just makes it so much easier to do 64 pages. I don't have to copy and paste. I can just, hey, I'm going to make a new page, and I'm going to choose which master. It can take less than 10 minutes to do this part of the document. The part that takes the longest amount of time is just making the masters, where I'm making the round little dots for the kids to mark off what they've done, and I'm deciding on what the schedule is, and then I'm just deciding which subjects and then how much I want to put for each day to help them. So as you can see, I've done one for each term for each year. So that's a lot, but I only have to do it once, and then I can just print them off every year for each of my kids. And then I'm going to show you how I do that printing process. So you go up here to File and Print, and then you're going to notice that you're going to want to choose the printer, and then you're going to want to make sure it's booklet, because that is going to make it so that the pages are printed so that you can simply just take the pages that have been printed and fold it in half, so that it is organized, so that the bottom page is going to have like the high five, and then the exam page that's at the very end at page 64. So just make sure you do booklet. Now, if you are not using Affinity Publisher, this may look different. And if you are going to be printing a PDF, say you downloaded, if I can make these available as PDFs, you download these and you want to print them as booklet, you're going to have to figure out how to print these via booklet on like Adobe PDF or another PDF program. So just make sure it's PDF, and then that it is fitting to page. All of these settings, just follow these settings that I show you right here, and you'll be good, because I've worked on it so many times, so much trial and error, and found that these exact settings are the ones that you want to use to get the right results. So once I have printed it, it's going to be kind of thick. Then I make a cover for it, and I use some Kraft paper, and I have a template that I'll put in the description box if you want to use that. So once it's printed, do not fold it yet. You want to print that cover of the logbook and put that on top of the printed paper. Then you're going to have your student clip it with these binder clips on all four sides, preferably, to keep the cover and the pages together evenly so that it's going to be a nice looking logbook. Then I have my boys measure how long the longest side is, which should be 11 inches. What is half of that? Make a mark on both ends, the top and the bottom. Then they're going to mark about 1 inch to 1.5 inches and put little dots every 1.5 inches. And we do this because they're going to put holes in it, so you want them fairly evenly spaced, and you're going to want to make sure you have a space in the middle, or a dot in the middle, and a dot very close to the top and a dot very close to the bottom, because you want to make sure that there is going to be thread going as close to the edges as possible. So now that the holes are punched, now he gets a needle. Now the needle and thread also come with the kit. You want to start on the inside of the book. So he turns it over, you want to start on the inside in the middle hole, or as close to the middle as you can. You want to poke that through, and then you leave probably a 3 to 4 inch tail in that middle section, because once you've gone through and sewed the inside, you're going to come back to the middle and you're going to tie that first tail or end with the end that's connected to your needle. So this will make more sense once you see it. And we also learned how to do this with a YouTube video. Very simple, and I will include the link to that video as well in case my video is not making much sense or you need a little bit more details and visual instruction. So once you've started in the middle, you've gone up, and then you've gone the opposite way, you've gone all the way down to the bottom and then back to the middle, then you can fold it, and you can use the little tools that are included in the bookmaking or bookbinding kit to really crease that edge, that binding, to make it nice and sharp. And there you have it. That is how we make our student logbooks from start to finish. Not only is it a helpful thing to do every semester, but it's also a handicraft and a geometry activity.